Let's do
Welcome everybody to another episode of XN Interviews. I'm your host XN, and always joining me this fine young gentleman JX.
it.
uh, so this week, I figured we would just take a break from interviews, kind of interview each other, and at the same time take a look back at the past year, 2020. Um, so, were there any event quests or highlights from 2020 that you want to talk about, JX?
Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of it this year has been pretty cool. I mean, we saw. I'm not even just the event quest. I mean, the characters we got were so cool. I mean, we got like almost brand new characters. We had Cosmic Ghost Rider, Immortal Hulk, Immortal Abomination. Like these characters didn't come out 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Like a lot of champs we usually get. It's brand new characters, and I think that's a really cool thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So, some more characters that we ended up getting were some older characters like Mojo that, I mean, really haven't had much light shine on them. I think until more recently. You know,
Yeah, sure.
um, some of the better event quests I think were the mutant uh, Krakoa Island or
Oh yeah.
whatever, the Mutant Treasure Island. That one was most definitely a well praised side event, and the one I felt that was more grindy was the Mole Man and Sasquatch expeditions or whatever. But how did you feel about those?
Yeah, the Krakoa event was amazing. I mean, like I said, everyone praised it, and everyone wants. They're gonna judge, or the community's gonna judge future content or side content based on Krakoa. I mean, before it was the Red Guardian event that we got in May of last year, and then they just buffed it up with the Krakoa event. So, but yeah, Sasquatch definitely wasn't as good as Krakoa for sure.
Um, yeah. So, do you remember the January event last year?
Yeah, Squirrel Girl.
Yeah. So Squirrel Girl had the you had to collect the acorns,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the acorn store was probably the introduction to one of the better, side events of the year. I think. I mean, because they were kind of hit and miss, in my opinion. I don't. I mean, some of them felt like you had to grind them out, and then some of them felt like you really didn't have to do too much to get the rewards that you wanted.
Yeah, sorry.
My son's making noise in the background. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Um, but yeah, like what were some of the bosses of the event quests that you found most difficult?
Um, I think Mole Man definitely was probably the hardest boss fight in my opinion from last year. Just because he's annoying. I think he's the most annoying defender out of everyone. I would say maybe Dragon Man as well. They were pretty annoying as well. I think those are the top two that shined as really hard fights for me, at least with my roster at the time. It's definitely grown since then.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest fights that I had was the Tigra. Tigra, I didn't really have a fun time at all with.
Yeah.
um, or I think Hitmonkey, I had a pretty hard time with too, especially because my stealthy was either locked up in AQ or War.
Oh yeah.
So his evades and primal sense is pretty tough to deal with, especially on those nodes that he had. Um, some I think some of the people in my alliances were talking about the Gwenpool with life cycle.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody in your alliance or did you hear anybody complain about that?
I definitely felt that a lot. Of, like for me, at least when I first played, I was like, she has life cycle. I was literally live streaming it, and I was like, she has life cycle. Man, I have not fought a life cycle node in so long, so it took me a while to get used to it. And a lot of people in my alliance were like, that's kind of dumb. I mean, why had life cycle? We don't usually get. You don't ever see life cycle really. I know it's only in a couple of places in the Act 5 and 6, I think. So definitely was annoying, but everyone kind of figured out what the chants are best for her.
Yeah, and then it kind of prepared us for Immortal Hulk, if you think about it, because
Yeah.
that's basically his kit, his life cycle. So in a way, I mean, they were kind of pointing fingers towards the future. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Um, what were what were some of the characters you thought were more sought after that ended up being not so good?
Um, that's a tough one because I definitely gonna start from the beginning of the year. I mean, we had Nova and Squirrel, who I don't really like Squirrel as a character, but I was pretty surprised at how good she was at the time. And then Nova, I was to me that was a huge disappointment. Just from like Nova's such a cool badass character, and I feel like he just doesn't shine as bright as he should. Um, but besides him, maybe we had some awesome champions. I will say that, like great champions. But I think only him and maybe Hulk Immortal because I have him as a 6 star, but I haven't really tested them out in too much content. But I don't really like them. I feel like they should be way better in my opinion.
Yeah. Um, yeah, dude. Okay, so what were sorry, trying to clear my throat. What were some of the champions that really shined for you? Like APOC, I think Professor X were pretty pretty much outshined. I think a lot of them. But what do you think are some like hidden gems out of the year this year's champions?
I really don't. I don't really I can't really say because I don't have every champion as a 5 star or a 6 star, so it's kind of hard to judge them. But from so far, I would say Sorcerer Supreme. For me, I got her as a 5 star, I think like a month or two ago, and then I used an Awakening Gem, put stones into her, and it's just I don't have a good Mystic, and she's kind of really taken my best Mystic on my team, and so she's really awesome for me. But like I said, I haven't tested almost anyone else that came out this year. I just got Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I definitely need to test him out. I've heard great things about him.
That's awesome, dude. And yeah, I got APOC, so that's
Yeah,
APOC. He's just been a wrecking content for me right now. So that's awesome. I got him as a 5 and a 6 star
mighty
for
jealous.
through the yeah through the Epoch shards, and I awakened him through the gifting event. Um, what what were some of the things that you got through the gifting event, and do you think that it was worth the $300 units or whatever for the greater gifting crystal?
I'm gonna for me personally, I'm gonna say it's kind of a yes and no because obviously the chance of getting a 6 star, which I think the chances of a 6 star were actually a good chance, but I only got like 1,000 6 star shards. I think is what I got. So I definitely didn't get anything great. The only thing I got really good was a featured 5 star, which was 15,000 shards, and maybe like at 1.5 tier 5 basic, which I am in love with. I'm fine with that. But besides that, I spent maybe 2, 3, 4,000 units, and I didn't really get that much good. So I'm kind of annoyed about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I ended up opening like I don't know 12, 13 tier 2 alpha,
Yeah,
which I'm not mad at all, but I mean, I wish I would have seen like, maybe some other rewards. I did pull one 6 star Nexus, and it gave me a 6 star Tigra, so that was pretty cool. Through the Epoch shards, did you pull anybody through the Cavalier crystals?
yeah, I did pull. Yeah, I pulled 3 5 stars. As you know, I pulled Nova, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and from my final one from the calendar, like the final calendar day, I got Immortal Abomination. So I got three basically featured 2020 champs in my opinion. So I'm really happy with those.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I think those turned out really well too. Um, would you say that they're those were better than any other Cav crystal that you've ever opened?
Yeah, and definitely because I haven't really opened, like, I usually only open a Cav Crystal maybe once every 2 weeks or so. I'm not really a spender on Cav Crystals because I already know the chances are so low. So to put these Cav Crystals in the game was almost like game changing for me because I got three amazing champs that I definitely want to utilize in the future. So I definitely say 100% best Cav Crystal out there.
Yeah, I mean I agree because I ended up walking away with the 5-star apocalypse, the 6-star apocalypse, and I also walked away with the 6-star hit monkey and mojo. I mean, out of
Yeah,
that
three six
group,
stars is insane.
you cannot go wrong there. I mean, I did spend some to get the extra epoch the daily through the daily deals,
Yeah.
the daily cab deals or whatever. But I mean, for me, I feel like it was totally worth it because I ended up with three more 6 stars than I originally had. Um, uh, so I guess that pushes us into the next segment, which is future champs.
Yeah.
So Kabam released a new roadmap or whatever for future champs, and if you need to look at it, it's on Twitter, it's on Rich the Man, it's on pretty much everywhere. Um, so some of the spots have these red eyes, and some of the spots have question marks. Um, though we're trying to figure out. Yeah, JX just posted a picture of it in the Discord, and this is the one you filled out. I'm sure, right?
Yeah, those are my edits.
Okay. So, so through the movies, I would assume we're gonna get like some sort of Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
would think
The only thing I didn't put
that's
on my map was the Eternals. I don't know where to put them on the map. So,
see, I feel like the Eternals would be somewhere down by like X-Men and the Horsemen or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But then again, you would think they'd be over here by Galactus.
Yeah, it's definitely weird because the Eternals are kind of like a big team and almost all of them have the same powers too. So to pick and choose who comes to the game is going to be super hard to
Yeah,
choose.
yeah, dude. This the map looks super sick. So the next addition to the Marvel MCU would be WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a vision up in the realm of champions. Um, would you would you say that she could come to the contest too?
Um that's interesting because I think she could. I don't know if she has a place here. Like if you see where Scarlet Witch is on the map, all the way in the top left corner, you can see that there's definitely a character right there. I think that's going to be a WandaVision character, and I think also there's a place next to what is it? It's MCU Captain Marvel. There's a place for maybe Photon, who's as we see, she's in the trailer for WandaVision. I think she could definitely come to the contest, and obviously she was in the comics as well for the contest, the Champions comics. So I think she's definitely a likely character. I just didn't put her on this list because I totally forgot.
No, that's fine. So there you also have this big red line going straight from Realm of Champions to the bottom right hand corner,
Yeah.
which is probably going to be Galactus. Do we know when? Probably maybe at the end of the year, since they finally put all the heralds in, right? Except for
One
what you've
more.
got here is Herald Thor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you think he could be a character that comes in with Hercules this July or whatever the summer?
Yeah, I mean that's a great point because honestly, I put Harold Thor because Kabam Gabriel Frazera, he said that there is a Thor coming to the game, and it really just depends on which Thor is coming to the game. People say it could be Beta Ray Bill. Some people say it could be a new MCU Thor. And so I was thinking if we're gonna adapt the new comics like Immortal Hulk, Immortal Abomination, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Red Goblin, where's Harold Thor? Like, you know, so I think Harold Thor is definitely can be a really high chance to come to the game because the Thor in the game is fine actually, he's great. So let's add a new one.
Hey,
I hear you.
oh, my son.
Yeah, I hear him. He's like, I want to talk
Hi,
about
bud.
Thor.
All right. So another movie that we've got coming with that, I guess, would be the Love and Thunder. So they've announced Gore the God Butcher, right?
Yep.
So his tie-in would be with Null uh, and his blade, the all black.
Yeah.
So those two could possibly be champs coming to the game. Um, do you know when the Love and Thunder's supposed to release?
So I'm pretty sure that's 2022. I'll make sure for sure because I have the thing in my liked playlist real quick. Let me see. MCU Direct. Here we go. Yeah, so I definitely think it's 2022. If you want to Google it real quick to get the right, because they're filming right now, and I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are supposed to be in that movie as well. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, it says 2022.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on around the circle, with the see. Okay, other Gabe. We've interviewed other Gabe before. He has these polls, and to either buff champions um, or to get champions into the game. And he's got this. He just posted today the scrolls. Right,
Yeah.
it's an NPC. Up here next to the scroll, you have a new Kang and a super scroll. So where would those tie into Marvel Contest of Champions?
Yes. Yeah. Today I see the tweet Scroll Day. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the scroll definitely if you read comics, they're a huge part of the expanding universe of the Marvel. I mean, they have so much history with the Kree. So yeah, I think the scroll being in the Scroller event and then not returning, I think since then is kind of it's kind of a letdown. So I would love to see the scroll. Talos, I think is who he is. He's from the Captain Marvel movie. Um, or I guess and Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home. So I definitely think that's a future MCU project, and I think if he's a member of Sword, which we believe is the new shield that protects outside of Earth, I think the tie-in's going to be with that. So I don't know where it's going to fit into the MCU or in the game. I just know for sure a Skrull is definitely coming. And Super Skrull, I mean, why not? The classic Fantastic Four villain. I mean, that's got to come to the game for sure.
Oh yeah, and if you look at it, it all ties in together right here with the scrolls and Captain Marvel
Yeah,
and the new Captain Marvel movie. It'll all tie in.
yeah,
So next to all that, you've got the Thors and Loki and Odin and Beta Ray Bill. So when are we getting a Beta Ray Bill? That is my question. I need Beta Ray Bill in my life. The horse face. Um, see that's another thing that could possibly come around the time for Hercules in summer.
yeah.
I mean, that would be an easy tie-in, or even with like Ares, Hercules and Ares, that would be a cool tie-in. You
Yeah,
know,
and I was thinking, I've been saying Beta Ray Bill. He was teased all the way back in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 event back in I think 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016, I think it was. So his hammer, or his, the Stormbreaker, it's in the contest. It's in the collector's ship. Like you can actually see it in the background of the ship. So it's in his ship. So we need to figure out where Beta Ray Bill is coming. As you said, I think he's coming. And you know it's crazy because I'm playing a game right now called Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and you can actually play as Beta Ray Bill. It's one of the only games you can play as him, and it is so cool playing as him. I'm like, I need him in contest, just like you do.
Oh yeah, dude. It's been one of those things that's I don't know. It's been bugging me for a long time. Um, and when I'm saying a long time, I started playing when they introduced Ghost and Wasp, I believe.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, it's like what 2.5 years. So I don't know. We'll see. But next to oh yeah, this kind of brings me to the WandaVision and your Wiccan post right here. Would you rather see a Wiccan or a Speedball?
I think Wiccan. I think Wiccan has better powers in my opinion. They're more mystic, you know. Kind of. I like mystic. I like the mystic class. I think it just needs to grow because it's the tiniest class of all of them. So any chance to add another mystic is why I kind of chose Wiccan because I think he'll be mystic.
Or could we? I mean, we could also see like a Viv or Vin Vision,
Yeah.
maybe possibly there. Yeah, I mean, you never know. With the WandaVision trailer the way it is, I mean, it's so. I mean, it's
They hide
literally
them.
all over the
Yeah,
place.
they
Yeah.
hide the baby, so we don't know if they're even real too. Because I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen in WandaVision until we start watching it this
Right.
month, the 15th, like 6 days from now, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for that to drop as well. So, up next you've got like next to the defenders here, you've got Cloak and Dagger. Um, why do you think that would be Cloak and Dagger?
So, you know, for me, I like to research the contest. You know, I'm a person who pays attention to little images, and a little image I screenshotted from the Modoc motion comic. Think like 4 or 5 years ago, and it literally shows Cloak's cloak. It literally shows his cloak in that like the collector's vault. It's like the collector vault of rejects or whatever. It's pretty funny, but his cloak is in there, and Cloak and Dagger, honestly, I think one of the most iconic duos in the Marvel universe. And that little spot of having two people connected to each other have been in this state of the battle realm for the past 3 years. So, I mean, to me it fits perfectly, and they're not connected to anyone. So, but then again, that could be like why not? I mean, it's like I said, it's next to the defenders, and I think that kind of fits perfect together.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, underneath that, you've got the Spider Verse. So next to Miles Morales and Spider Gwen, you've got Spider 2099 and Spider Noir. That the Spider 2099 makes sense because there
Yeah,
is a tie there to Punisher 2099. And the Spider Gwen.
yeah,
But
I'm so happy.
what? Yeah, the why do you think Spider Noir would make it?
It's honestly it's an interesting choice. My brother, he's like 4 years younger than me, but he loves comics as much as I do. We've been reading them for almost our lives, and Spider-Man: Noir is one of my brother's favorite Spider-Man, and I think it just fits in perfectly with the new movie coming out in 2022, the Into the Spider-Verse 2, since those will be both appearing characters in that movie. I think it kind of fits together in my opinion. But it could be another Spider-Man character, but we already have a lot of Spider-Man, so I could be wrong about the Spider-Man Noir, but I think for sure Spider-Man 2099 is there. But I think Spider-Man Noir just fits there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, let's talk a little bit about Realm. You've obviously played Realm.
Yeah.
So which characters are your favorite to use in Realm of Champions?
Definitely the Black Panther, surprisingly.
Okay.
um,
And why is that?
I think she's pretty cool. She does bleed damage. She does extremely high crit damage. She's really fast. She can take care of a Hulk, which is very surprising. So she's pretty cool about that. And she just kind of gets in there fast, and she'll throw her little spear or claws. I like the spear better. And it's just I like the character. It's really well built compared to Contest, at least. I really like the mechanics of the multiplayer and playing a specific character. And so I'd love to see her in the game because it looks like she's coming to the game. There's a little
Yeah.
spot I put
There's
Dora.
that's what I was going to talk about next.
Yeah.
There's a spot there for the Dora. Um That would be super cool. Like, I mean, they have Sorcerer Supreme and Pyramid X. Um, so next to Sorcerer Supreme and Pyramid X, there's another little spot that comes off the X Men here. Would you say why do you think that would be Nimrod?
Yeah, yeah. If you look at the Sentinels, you get the base model, right? You get the base Sentinel. We've all seen Days of Future Past. Either you've read the comic book or watched the movie, or you've watched the 1994 animated series. You've seen a Sentinel before. Well, if you look closer in the comics and go to the future, you'll see a Nimrod. And he's like the most powerful Sentinel. And I definitely think that's right there. I mean, that fits up in his alley. That's either Nimrod or someone connected to the Sentinel program. I thought it could be Bastion. He's also taking control of the Sentinels, but I think Nimrod just fits perfect because he's just a same character, and he honestly fits perfect in the contest. I mean, there's so much cool stuff that Kabam could do with him. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I think I seen Imagine Jim post a character. Uh, what was it? A character sheet of Nimrod, and it looks kind of like Guillotine 2099.
Yeah.
That which was pretty cool. Go follow Imagine Jim on Twitter for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so back to Realm of Champions. There are these in between spots in between Captain, Hulk, all these other people. There's one in between Captain and Iron Man, and you wrote Crystal. Who is Crystal, and why would you think she's coming to the realm?
Yeah. So I chose Crystal there because she's an Inhuman. She's the sister of Medusa.
Medusa, yeah, yeah.
And she has some awesome elemental powers. I mean, she's so cool. But I think the Inhumans are something that we haven't seen in Realm, and honestly, I'm not positive she's coming to the game. I just kind of needed a spot to put her. And speaking of like her being there in that position, there's this data miner for Realm, and he kind of like broke down some. He broke down the code of the game, and he found some characters in Realm that aren't in there yet, and they're not on my list. They were like Punisher, I think Wolverine, or I don't think it was Wolverine. I think it was someone else. But it's just crazy that I could be completely wrong about that.
Yeah, okay. So, also in between these, you have King Groot, which we saw in the
The
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a Captain Britain who we did not see. Why do you think Captain Britain would be here?
I'm pretty confident on Captain Britain. I think Captain Britain is such a cool character.
Yeah.
And he's on Battle World. He's been on Battle World before in the comics when Doctor Doom got the power of all of the Beyonders. He got all their powers, and he created Battle World by connecting all the broken universes. And so he made Battle World a second time, and so I think Captain Britain is cool because you have the Captain Britain Force, a multiversal team of Captain Britons. I mean, we're in this is basically the multiverse. Like, this is Battle World, Battle Realm. I mean, it just fits perfect, and obviously being the brother of Psylocke, I mean, it just fits perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then in between Storm and Sorcerer Supreme on the realm, you have Pirate Deadpool, which we also saw, and the Shogun Logan, which we also saw. Do you think those are going to be the actual characters to play, or do you think? I mean, do you think that we're gonna have to pay for these characters, or do you think we're gonna get them through just completing content?
Honestly, I really don't have a clue. Oh, it was Nightcrawler, by the way. It was Nightcrawler and Punisher that were data mined for Realm. By the way, I just thought I'd put it out there. Yeah, and so I'm not sure because it looks like the way Realm is set up is that you have these barons. You have Peggy Carter, you have Shuri, you have this new female Thor that we've never seen before called War Thor. The new Madam Web, I've never seen, which is crazy. I mean, she is. I'm guessing Spider Gwen. I'm not really. I'm guessing that is her. or who she became Madam Web, which is cool. You have a different Apocalypse. You get like a cooler, almost older, or maybe a younger Apocalypse. Honestly, the Ancient One, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are cool characters, but you can't play them. So that's the kind of sucky part about that, is that you kind of play this almost
play
like
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, you play like they're like almost like they're undergraduate or they're apprentice basically. So to have Shogun, Logan, Pirate, Deadpool, King Griffith, Vision, Crystal, Captain Britain, it's gonna be interesting because I kind of chose these characters from the trailer, but they just updated this picture last month. So why didn't they put them on this picture? That's my question. So that's why I filled them in on these question marks. But like I said, I could be wrong. Like maybe they didn't put them on those question marks for a reason, because maybe they're not going to be a part of the game, as in having their own clan. Like Logan, you can't play a ninja under him or something, which would be a shame, or a samurai.
Oh yeah, that would be an entire shame. But I mean, with these with the new movies, do you think that there could be a new character with the What If series or with the Miss Marvel? Do you think that they would try and buff Miss Marvel?
Oh, dude, for sure. I think with Miles Morales and the new Avengers game that came out, everyone is looking for buffs for those two characters. I mean, they're so underused and honestly never used, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like yeah, my brother, he got like I think 3 5-star Kamala Khans. I think Kamala Khan was his first 5-star, and then he got her twice after that. He hated the game. I'll tell you that.
Wow. Yeah, Miles Morales was one of my first 6 stars, and I mean, he doesn't get much use other than, I mean, just running heroic quests whenever.
Yeah, arena maybe.
Yeah, you know. But with the Spider-Man 3 coming out, do you think that we're gonna either see a buff for Miles or a new Spider-Man?
Yeah, well, Spider-Man 3 is going to be interesting because if you guys heard the rumors, I'm sure everyone's seen it, that there's rumors that the past, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, is returning as their versions of Spider-Man. So
And Electro.
And Electro and Doc Ock, and oh my, the list goes on. It's crazy.
Right, yeah. All these characters.
Enough characters not to fit into contest is what I'm saying.
I mean, some of them are already there.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited to see what Contest does, because if you know Contest, they don't do copy and paste of the movie. They kind of adapt the movie to their game, which I think is really cool. I mean, no one does that.
Right.
So to add a new Spider-Man, I mean, we still have Iron Spider, who's in the Battle Realm. We know he's in there. We've seen him. I even drew him the other day, so that was awesome. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're gonna do for Contest, but a new Spider-Man would be awesome. I mean, there's so many Spider-Man to pick from, and so many Spider-Man villains. I mean, Sandman, Scorpion, who got teased last month. Spider-Man bonked them on the head. So I mean, there's some cool stuff that Contest can do.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this list again, and they're like Loki. Loki could possibly get a buff or a new look, even with this new movie or the TV show coming out in May.
Yeah, especially because it looks like it looks like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it kind of looks like Loki is going to different realities to deal with himself. So
right,
and one of them might be a reality where he actually succeeded in conquering Earth. So we might see a future version of Loki, and maybe that's basically the Maestro with the Hulk. It's just a future version of himself, an evil version of himself that conquered the Earth. So Loki could be, a new Maestro, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that would be insane to see, So with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, could we see a Sam Wilson Captain America?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about, because we do have 2 Captain America who, honestly, obviously World War II and classic, that aren't that bad good at all. I mean, we just got a Red Guardian who's amazing, so I'm surprised they haven't buffed those 2, especially with the Falcon and the Soldier. Maybe, I mean, we are getting 4 months a month after February, so maybe March we could see a Falcon Winter Soldier. And I that's when Morbius comes out as well, so that's also curious to see what happens in March. My birthday month. Let's go.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So even going into the summer again, with the what if series, do you think there could be a potential character coming out of that?
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy because those what if like episodes look amazing. Like I'm so excited to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the What If series. I have a lot of the comics from that. So yeah, I'm honestly curious. Like I said before, like contests they adapt these movies. They don't just copy and paste. So either they could make their own What If character, and Kabam they've teased that 3 Kabam original characters come to the game, but they said it just depends on what you think a Kabam original is. Like we've seen Venompool, who isn't he kind of isn't a new character because he's 2 existing characters combined. So maybe that's kind of like the what if month. Maybe that's what they mean by maybe they make 2 what if characters the summer of 2021.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. So yeah, we've talked about Miss Marvel, Hawkeye. Do you think we could see a Kate Bishop?
I think so. I want to work with someone. I think I don't know if I'll spoil. I'm to say that I want to work with the Futurism Society to build like a kit for her. I think that'd be cool. And try to make her different than Hawkeye because in the Avengers game she has a teleporting ability which I'm very confused about, but I need to play the game and figure it out. But yeah, for sure, I definitely could see a Kate Bishop come in the game.
That would be cool. We talked about Spider Man, and so with the new Doctor Strange, have you heard or seen anything or casting wise about that, or character wise
I
about who's going to be in that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say spoiler warnings if you don't want to know who's in the movie, but I do know one person has been casted. And that's America Chavez. I mean, this girl is amazing. She can travel through realities, dimensions. But
Punch a hole in a dimension and walk through it.
yeah,
That would be fucking sick.
yeah, she
Let no lie.
yeah, she's badass. And America Chavez is part of the team called the Ultimates that are in the Contest of Champions comic books. So I'm gonna say I'm a huge fan of her. I would love to see her in the game, and she's awesome. I would definitely.
They also have America Chavez in Future Fight, I believe.
Yeah, they
So
do. Yeah.
yeah,
So she could
I mean
definitely
that would
be adapted to a video game.
yeah, that would be cool as hell to see her. We talked about Thor. So Black Panther 2. Do you think we could see a buff to Black Panther since they've already released that there isn't going to be a new Black Panther in the Black Panther movie? It's going to be more about a Wakanda visit. You're going to see more of the people rather than what Black Panther was about.
Yeah, man, I'm a huge fan. Like, yeah, so obviously Chadwick Boseman, if you guys don't know, he sadly passed away, which is devastating because he is just such a cool guy. I mean, dude, like,
Yeah,
I
put his
thought,
heart out all in his
yeah,
work, man. That was crazy.
yeah, few celebrity deaths really affect me, and he was one of them. The same with Stanley. I mean, these guys are awesome. So it's definitely gonna suck that he's not gonna be a part of that movie. So I'm actually really kind of going open minded into Black Panther 2 because we could see some crazy cool stuff before, like you said. Maybe we might see more of Wakanda. Bucky was called the White Wolf. I mean, maybe they'll pay that off. So there's
Or we could see a what is it? Ulysses, is that his name?
yeah, Claw, who I put on my list.
Claw. Right. Yeah, we could see Claw. That would be cool. He could be running around Wakanda trying to steal some vibranium.
Yeah, yeah, and his machine, he's called Claw because he actually has a claw in his hand that emits a sonic wave, which is insane. And so yeah, that his little claw device is actually in the contest. It's in the MODOK motion comic. I know I bring it up all the time, but yeah, you can see his claw in the MODOK motion comic from 4 years ago. So, I mean, he's got to be in the contest somewhere. It's just a matter of time before we see him again.
Oh, I mean, I believe he should have been introduced with the Black Panther movie
Yeah,
instead of, you know, I don't know, not instead of, but along
Killmonger.
with, yeah,
Yeah,
along with them.
yeah, it was weird to have like Gladiator Hulk and Killmonger. It made sense for the contest story, but it's kind of weird because you have to pick and choose who you want from a movie with Kabam.
Right.
Because they didn't. I mean, you knew Claw was in the movie because of the trailer, so maybe it was the easy route of not going that way and kind of making better for the contest.
But I mean, he was also in Civil War too, so you've seen him not only in Black Panther but in Civil War.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, yeah, it would make sense to bring him in with Black Panther 2. Um,
Well, he kind of died, so I don't know how
yeah,
they're
I
gonna do
mean,
that.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
death
don't
never
know.
stopped any superhero from coming back, so I'm
Or
sure.
no, you saw him in Age of Ultron. That's what it was. It
Yeah,
wasn't
Age of
Civil
Ultron.
War.
Yeah,
Age of Ultron. My
still.
bad.
Yeah,
But
so
Captain Marvel 2, is could there be a Monica Rambeau? Could we see a photon pop up in Marvel Contest?
yeah, I mean, she's also in WandaVision, as you said, and Captain Marvel too. So yeah, I'm super excited to see about that. I mean, she's a crazy powerful character. I mean, we're talking about badass female characters. You got to put her on that list because she is one of the most powerful any comic book character ever in the Marvel comics. Like she's more almost more powerful than the Grand Master. I mean, literally, the Grand Master was scared of her when she tried to fight him in the comic books. So I'm excited to see if she comes to the game.
That would be pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah, like she's basically pure energy. She can like change her size, do all sorts of attacks. I mean, I literally can see it. Like I can just picture her in my mind as a as a character in the game.
um, Glysaur, you didn't have your headphones on, bud.
Yeah, muted.
Yeah. So She-Hulk. She-Hulk's going to be a TV show, I believe, right?
Yeah, She-Hulk. I heard that Abomination is returning. Tim Roth, who I love Tim Roth.
Oh yeah, yes, he was in Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, right?
he was in that
He
movie,
played the Abomination.
and he's been on the raft ever since that movie. So he's been on the raft for like 15 years, I think, which is
Wow.
crazy. So I'm excited. It's a comedy show, which I'm not really a fan of. I think Guardians just does comedy way well. So I'm excited to see how She-Hulk's going to be a comedy. I don't understand what that means, but I'm excited to see Tim Roth return as the Incredible Hulk. And yeah, like I said, could we see MCU buffs come into the game? I think that's my big point. Is like there's so many characters in the game that need to be buffed, and Immortal Hulk coming to the game without buffing Abomination was weird. But at least their synergy buffs them. So it just depends. So, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So next to She-Hulk, we have Moon Knight. So with Moon Knight, do you think there could be some vampire champs or a Moon Knight buff, even with his series coming out?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. You say vampire, I think of Blade every time. So we'll get to Blade
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah. So, but Moon Knight, yeah. So
I
Moon
mean, but
Knight,
there could be a tie in there, though.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, there.
yeah. I
That's
mean, the
the
Midnight Suns or the Marvel Knights, whichever team they go with, they both
right.
fit each team. So, I think, like you said, if Moon Knight gets a buff for his Moon Knight series, I think it's all going to start with Loki and maybe Falcon the Winter Soldier. Are we going to get buffs for those TV shows? Because Kabam have said we're keeping an eye on the MCU. So, like you said, how does this buffs? I mean, 4 buffs a month starting February, which they've already announced, and none of that really ties into any of the MCU stuff. So maybe March will be different. That's when we'll really know if the MCU are tying into the contest with buffs.
Yeah, I mean, Falcon already got his buff, so
Yeah, he just got it early. Is what I'm
right.
like. I don't know. I guess not really early because it was his TV show was supposed to come out fall of 2020 anyways. So I think it's just the timing with everything in the pandemic and all the filming and rescheduling of TV shows.
Right. Yeah. So, with the Quantumania, what is that? Is that going to be a new Ant Man movie?
Yeah, Ant-Man 3 with Kang. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to get a Kang with that. That's his original Nathaniel Richards, which is Fantastic Mr. Fantastic's brother.
What? No, I think he's the great ancestor of Mr. Fantastic, if I remember correctly.
Kang? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought.
So he's from the future. Remember, he's from the future.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries, man.
My bad.
Yeah, I got you with my comic book lore.
Could have swore I was just reading something the other day that said he was his brother or something. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong,
Maybe
man.
there was some sort of continuity error. I don't know.
Marvel does all sometimes, so no, I wouldn't be surprised.
So above that, there's a Guardians 3. So with Guardians 3, they've already announced that Thor will be on the ship with the Guardians, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And so while he's doing that, he's he's gonna have Stormbreaker, and do you think he will end up we will end up seeing a better Ray Bill with that, or do you think
Yeah.
uh, something different?
I'm not sure how Beta Ray Bill is gonna tie into the contest. Because or the contest, I think, or not the contest, the MCU. Because the last time we saw him was, or we saw like a metal, like I think you remember in Thor Ragnarok when they're showcasing Sakaar and they show like the giant like this giant like building, and it has like six heads on it, and one of those
Yeah.
heads was Hulk and one of them was Beta Ray Bill.
Yep.
So and if
And one of them was Ares.
yeah, one of them was Ares, which is so crazy. I cannot wait for that to pay off. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's interesting. And obviously, I'm not sure. Like, I'm really not sure how Beta Ray Bill is going to fit in because Love and Thunder would be cool, but that seems like a Jane Foster movie to me, a Jane Foster and Gore movie to me, which is crazy. So yeah, maybe Guardians 3. Maybe you're right. That's where Beta Ray Bill ties in. So I'm interested to see what that happens because if anyone's going to pay it off, it's got to be out there in the galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
I mean, makes sense to me.
Yeah. So the Secret Invasion. Do you have any idea what the Secret Invasion of it is? That's the Skrulls, right? The Skrulls invasion.
Yeah, man, it's one of the best Marvel comics. Is where the Skrulls invaded Earth with like almost every form of government. They infiltrated Shield, took over. So it took over like superheroes too. I mean, it's a great comic book. Yeah, it's interesting to see that it's a TV show as well. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, if you think about it, we could possibly see some Skrulls in there somewhere, like in the contest.
Yeah, I think Squirrel, like that Squirrel Girl event that we had at the beginning of the year. I mean, you saw Nova. I think it was like Nova, Miss Marvel. Was it? Yeah, it was Nova, Captain Marvel, and some
Captain
other.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, I think there were two other ones where they looked like scrolls, but they were wearing superhero armor. So yeah, maybe there are already scrolls among us in the contest that we don't know about. I think that's the whole point of them saying that in the scroll event, in the scroll girl event. So yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah. So the next movie we're gonna have, or is this a TV show?
I think
The
it's a TV.
Ironheart.
Yeah, I think it's a TV show.
Okay. So if you don't know who Ironheart is, it's Riri Williams, I believe,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So she is a friend. I don't really know her backstory a whole lot. Do you?
No, I know she's a cool character, and I know she has like an AI like I think so. Iron Man died, but he left an AI version of himself, and so he's, she's her she is his
He,
Padawan. Is what I'm trying
yeah,
to say.
he's like her Jarvis, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and obviously she was in the what was it called? I'm forgetting the where Hercules won. She was on that list of
Yeah,
possible.
she was on the Summoner's Choice.
Yeah, exactly. So
So, so yeah. And then underneath that, you've got Armor Wars. Do you think we could see a War Machine buff with this,
yeah,
or maybe a new War Machine, or like a different look?
yeah. I'm excited. I probably would say a new War Machine because I think Karate Mike just did a video of taking a on the beta on the CCP where he took a War Machine to rank 3, and he's really not that good in my opinion. So either a new War Machine would be great or buff the original War Machine. But Armor Wars, it's an awesome comic where Kingpin's a part of it. You know, he kind of like steals some Iron Man armor. And there's also Crimson Dynamo. I mean, there's so many cool characters that they can do with Armor Wars. And if War Machine's going to be a big part of that in the contest and in the movie, definitely should get a buff in the game or a new version.
Yeah. So the next one on the list here is the Fantastic Four, which we already have in game, but the one we don't have in game is Galactus. Right?
Hmm.
He is. Whenever he shows up, they are the first ones to stop him. I believe. Am I wrong?
No, I mean usually they're always on. They're always on there. So
Right.
for sure.
So I mean, I feel like this event right here would probably bring Galactus in, but it really doesn't look like it's even going to be within the next 2 or 3 years.
Now I don't.
So
Yeah, I don't think that Galactus is gonna tie in because I feel like Fantastic Four that movie. I don't think. I don't like. Why would make? I don't think Galactus would be the first villain. Unless they, because I mean the MCU, it always works in like these phases. I think we're in phase 4 right now for the
Yes.
MCU, and they said kind of each phase always leads up to a big bad villain, and Galactus could be that villain. But in the contest, we're already having this phase of the contest, so we're kind of ahead in the MCU in that way. So I think for the Fantastic Four movie to tie in with the game would probably just be a new Fantastic Four villain, in my opinion, and it'll probably be Doom anyways, knowing Kevin Feige, because he loves Fantastic Four. So
So you think you think the movie is just going to stick to their guns in the OG story? Or, I mean,
yeah,
or
I say maybe Doom, because there's kind of like a fan theory that I think it's Sokovia becomes Latveria. There's like this fan theory out there about the MCU, and so maybe I don't know. Maybe it all ties together that way, but it's only a fan theory. It's not confirmed or anything like that. But yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. So for the first movie, yeah, maybe they can tease Galactus, but I'm not sure.
yeah. So with that, you've got the next movie, which would be Blade.
Yes.
Blade could literally bring the whole slew of vampires, Morbius, Dracula, literally any of them. Is there any of them that you would particularly like to see?
I think yeah, Dracula. I mean, we had Katie on here, he's a huge fan of Dracula.
Right.
So yeah, definitely Dracula. We could see. I know there's a couple others. I think his depending on his origin story. I know they changed it a few times. So I think because sometimes Blade's bitten by Morbius, and that's how he gets powers. Sometimes he's a half breed as he was born, because he has one parent that's a vampire. I think his mom
Right.
becomes a vampire
His
as well.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his mom's a vampire. So yeah, we could definitely see some family vampires, some evil vampires. If they do, like I said, Morbius as well. I mean, it really just depends on them. But Blade's gonna be such a cool character to come to the MCU, and he's already cool in game too, which is awesome. So it kind of sucks that there's not really that much Morbius content in game, as there should be, in my opinion.
So with that, do you think
Or
that
yeah,
they
Blade.
would? I mean, do you think that Blade is becoming? I mean, do you think he's becoming more obsolete as a skill champion or no?
Honestly, no. I think doesn't he does reduce ability accuracy. I think yeah he does do that. So I would say no, because I think a lot of people are looking for people who reduce ability accuracy. I'm seeing that more and more. People are building their team on people who reduce ability accuracy. So Blade does that, and he's really great. I use him. I know it's the mutant event in AQ right now, but I usually have him on my AQ event on my AQ team. So I'm not sure. Like sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't. You still have the bigger hitters like Nick Fury, Aegon, and the list goes on. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure. Right now, I think he's kind of obsolete, as I'm not seeing him as often. But I'm sure later we'll see him more.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. Um. So I think with that being said, I've pretty much wrapped up what everything I need to talk about. I think for the year.
Yeah, I mean.
No. I mean, last year was pretty dope. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the last year in contest. I completed my Cavalier. I got a bunch of 6 stars and 5 stars. Now I just need to rank them all up.
Hey, we just got 100
So
bits to the channel. Sorry.
hey,
Let's go.
nice dude. Thanks.
Well, my channel.
No, you're good.
Thanks, man.
You're Twitch, right?
Yeah, that's my.
Nice.
It's is one of my best friends. I've been doing YouTube and Twitch for a lot longer than everyone else. I started as a Call of Duty channel, then to this last year, I switched to Marvel Contest Champions. It was something I dreamed of for a couple of years, and I didn't have the right thing to do it. And then I switched in 2020, and it's been such a blessing. I mean, I love doing stuff for my favorite video game. Which is crazy because it's a mobile game. I mean, no one ever says that. Their favorite video game is a mobile game, right? So it's
Yeah.
definitely the greatest year of content for 2020, and I'm so excited for 2021.
Yeah, no, so I totally agree. Hopefully, there's some things that they take from this year and or the past year and apply to this year. Like, I mean, have you had any issues with the AQ event? Have you brought Cyclops into AQ?
No.
You haven't?
No, I'm sure he's fine. I think he is fine. I've seen some 6-star gameplay. He's all right, but surprisingly, I've used Psylocke. She's not the best, but I also have Colossus and Aegon. That's what my team is: Aegon, Cyclops, or Psylocke.
Psylocke, yeah.
Sorry, and Colossus does wonders, but Psylocke does pretty good in that. I mean, if you pop her SP2 with all this prowess, whew, that's a lot of damage. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I have been bringing Apocalypse to AQ with Guillotine 2099 and Sentinel, so that's my team in AQ. I did bring Cyclops one time. He did some pretty decent damage, but it wasn't enough for me to bring him back.
Nice, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I play a lot of video games too, but definitely contests I play the most. And
yeah. Go ahead.
oh
Sorry.
yeah. The guy, my friend Psycho, he donated $100. He says 2021 is going to be the year for me, and same thing with UX. And this 2021 is going to be our year, man. And same with everyone
Yeah.
watching, man. It's going to be a great year. I can just feel it.
Yeah, dude. I'm saving up my units. I'm not gonna buy anything stupid with my units. I'm gonna just save them all up until I can. I don't know, until I get some good rank ups and try and complete some variant or labyrinth for the first time.
Yeah, man.
So.
Definitely. I think variant 3, right? That's the one with or no, variant 2 is with Ant-Man, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because Yellow Jacket's getting that buff in February, man. You got to get on that.
Yeah, dude, and
Thronebreaker,
Magneto already got his buff, so that
Just don't bring a
was
metal
that
champ. You'll be fine. Yeah.
Variant 3, yeah. Yeah. You know, it's all good. Get that Thronebreaker. Oh no Abyss for me, not yet. I don't have Aegon. But
I do. I don't know if I can do it though.
No, I'm good. Somebody literally in my alliance got and duped Aegon, like within the same day.
Oh, I did that in like 2 days.
Oh man.
And I was gonna use an awakening gem on him too, but I was like, maybe I'll get him another next crystal, and then I did, and I was like, wow, what a sign.
I'm telling you right now, I'm super jelly.
Yeah, he's sick, man. And I have Guillotine 2099, so I got 2 hard hitters for Labyrinth and Abyss. So
Right. Nice. Yeah, dude. I've got the Guillotine 2099, so I'm halfway there. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this episode, dude.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, everybody, thank you for joining. We've got Dragoon. He's going for Thronebreaker. Glysaur said he's gonna go for Thronebreaker. Moose is gonna go for Thronebreaker. But we'll all get there eventually.
sure.
Just take your time. Listen to my buddy Zach Rossi. He just put out a new podcast. He's got a good acronym, The Hard Way.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. But you know, thank you for all your support. We'll get the episode posted whenever we can.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
have a good night.
Yeah, good night, everyone. All right, everyone watching my Twitch chat. I want to thank you guys, man. I have kind of been away for the past week, and so coming back to stream.
Worked.
And
Have
yeah,
a good
thank
night,
you guys.
Dragoon. Moose.
Yeah, let's go. Craig's gone.
Yeah, Craig's gone.
Yeah, it's good to be back with excellent interviews, man. I'll tell you that.
Oh, dude, the lineup I've got for this month is pretty good. With Mr. King, have you talked with him?
Yeah, I think we're doing
Okay.
7:30 that day. Was what we're gonna do.
7:30.
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
an hour earlier.
Okay, that's cool. And then so Ink and CT I've talked to, and then I've also talked to Ricardo Slugberg from Aunt May. I've talked to Sergeant Bourne, and I've also talked to UMCOC Dragon.
Oh, cool.
So
I've got two
yeah,
dragons in here.
yeah. So that'll be cool. That'll be a fun little interview. Talk to her about arena grinding and stuff.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream, guys.